What's going on, guys? Hurricane here. Today we will be spectating my good friend Downbeat 83. They're in a T44 100, battle rating 7.0, rank 5. Their team consists of Russia, Great Britain, Japan, China, and France, and the enemy team has USA, Germany, Sweden, and they're playing Conquest in the American desert. Now, these videos are to help you guys out by providing a high-side point of view. Hopefully, this shows you what works and what doesn't work. So, Downbeat is in the northern spawn. He is pushing east towards the Alpha Cap. And this one's kind of a tricky one because you kind of want to figure out what it is you want to do. Do you want to go ahead and full flank over on the bottom side of this and go all the way around and try to like spawn camp them or get into the city? Or do you want to push through these residential areas and push through the houses and go straight towards the cap? Now, it is a one cap map or one cap game, so you definitely want to be careful with that. I mean, if you can flank, but if not enough of your team are going to go directly to the cap to contest it, then it is going to be against you to full on flank. I mean, you want to kind of see what everybody else is doing. And I know that none of us again talk to each other because none of us are friends, and we all play War Thunder, but nobody talks to each other. So you want to be kind of make that decision based off of where your team plays or where your team is kind of going, and you can kind of see that the your his team, Downbeat's team, is kind of already pushed the A cap. They're kind of pushing the outskirts, and looks like Downbeat has decided to kind of go mid a little bit to try to see if anybody's coming out from this area, and that's something you actually are able to do. You are able to, rather than doing a full flank, is prevent the flank from happening on your side. And this is kind of what he's doing. So this is a somewhere where basically the enemy team could come out of, and you can kind of just start to see. I mean, there's only two vehicles that are flanking, the T-29 and the ZSU. Not many other vehicles out there, but it does look like the enemy team is pushing directly into the cap. So once you have that, good on him to kind of ping that player. Just hit the wall a little bit right in front of the T-29, but no worries. He does get a second chance right here, or at least the barrel's coming out right there. And let's see if he's able to reload fast enough to take that shot. Beautiful crew knocked out on that T-29. And there's another vehicle, the Tiger 2. Let's see if he's able to take that shot. And you got to get the cheeks on this one, but he doesn't reload fast enough, unfortunate. Hopefully, Tiger does come out and hits it right in the cheek. Beautiful ammunition explosion, but he does get hit by the right side and the ZSU, which is very dangerous. Unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to um, reload fast enough and get his gun fast enough on that tank. And this is kind of what happens. The ZSU is a very strong tank to take out. It is an AA, but a lot of people take it in as a tank destroyer. But alas, he does come back in a SU-9. He's got 2 kills, 1 death, and his team has capped the alpha cap, which is good on them. You definitely want to hold on to that cap for as long as possible. I know that, I mean, some people like to go for kills. It's good to go for caps, especially when it's a one cap. You're not really given that opportunity to go uh, for just kills. You definitely have to focus on the cap, and it does look like they are pushing that. So glad on them. But SU-9. What's going on, guys? Hurricane here. Just wanted to take a quick break from the video. I appreciate you guys subscribing and watching these videos, liking and commenting as well. My goal is to improve the video quality from 1080p to all the way to 4K. I want to be able to justify getting better equipment, so I am reaching 1,000 subscribers. If you guys are able to help me out with that, subscribing if you can, sharing it with your friends, and commenting and liking. All these videos are free. I don't charge for anything, and I don't charge for you able to spectate your video to post it on here and give you guys also some shout outs as well. So everything is appreciated, and back to the game. All right, so it looks like he's coming in. It is a target rich environment. He does have 2 fat 250s and his cannon, but this is what it's gonna look like. Again, from a cast point of view, you're not really seeing much. All you're doing is gonna see movement, and that's all you can really do. It does look like he was pushing that one tank that was right there. Don't know what it was. It looks like an M41 Bulldog, but he doesn't get a full kill. He still probably maybe gets an assist, but he does have a second chance to be able to come in to it from behind. SK-60 up in the air. Does have to be careful though because you know it doesn't seem like there is any A. Yep, the store good on him. And the M109, beautiful on him, but he does have to be careful coming out of this. He's got to keep his speed up and beautiful getting behind the like mountain area right there that's behind him. Unfortunately for him, he does get a piece of his tail kind of taken off by the SQ60. Tries to roll over, but doesn't seem to be able to get that essentially. I think he's what he's doing to kind of kamikaze it. He knows he's gonna get hit. He knows he's gonna die, so he's just saying, "Might as well drop a bomb as I'm on my way out." Sees the mouse, drops the bomb, and takes out the mouse. Beautiful shot, beautiful decision making. This was good. This was amazing because he would able to help out his team by taking out that mouse, knowing that he was gonna get taken out by the SK60 Bravo. So good on him. Good decision making. Saw that he was on his way out rather than try to stay up in the air or try to go back or try to fight him. He used his bomb's advantage to be able to come in and take out that mouse and help out his team, which helps them out a lot. There is another mouse still in play, and he is shooting a little low. You can kind of see from the tracer round on this, he is shooting very, very low compared to it. It does look like, however, the TU2S44 does come in to take out that other plane. He does actually get some hits on that ZSU, good on him, but doesn't get the kill. He does only gets an assist, or at least trying to see. It doesn't look like he even gets an assist, so he does get some hits on it, but doesn't get the full assist. Another plane right there up in the air. Looks like to be the AD2 that's up and takes a couple shots. You got with this, because there is no real lead, you're not able, there's no radar or anything like that. I would suggest honestly only shooting when it's below a 1 kilometer, and especially because of the slow rate of fire of this gun. And again, we already know what this does as a tank destroyer. It does very well with it. But something you got to focus on right here is you start to see on the map that your team is all kind of right here, and it does look like a lot of them are spawning in and kind of struggling to take that cap. And it looks like that's probably the mouse right there that's still active. But you kind of have to really continue to focus on the cap. You have to be able to defend it. A couple vehicles to his right. He's kind of going after planes. I think honestly for him, I would focus on. There's 82. Good lead. Hopefully he's get a shot. Nope, doesn't get the lead on that one. But yeah, gets it. Beautiful. Was able to take that plane out. Has one air killed, 5 tank kills, and 2 deaths. But he's got to focus on what's in front of him. Unfortunately for him, the Tiger 2 is right there taking him out. And now it looks like his team is not really able to push that line. And this is what you have to control. This line right here, you have to control this line. Because if the enemy team is able to control that line right there and prevent you from going forward, you're not going to be able to really do much about it. But alas, like so this right here, if they kind of control this area, they're able to shoot through and continue to prevent people from crossing. You have to control that line. You have to control that little area right there and not let them just prevent you from even getting the cap. Now, it does look like he does spawn back in an SU-100P. This is a tank destroyer. So let's see what he's able to do to be able to assist his team. Now, it does look like the enemy team has a lot less players than his team, so they should be overwhelmed. They should be able to overwhelm them. Unfortunately, the enemy team does have a few heavy hitters, looking like a 22065, the Tiger 2s, Trinidad, and the MAUS. You have to be careful with that. Beautiful on his team. And you have to again be able to cross that line and be able to get into the residential area and to be able to push forward. It does look like there's some people right in front of him. There's a T26, there's a mouse. He's taking a shot. He's taking shots through the fire. You have to be careful with that. If you kind of don't see what's in front of you, it's very difficult to be able to take that shot. Beautiful. Once the smoke cleared, he was able to take out the T26. Now he has to be able to take out that mouse. That mouse is going to be a problem, but unfortunately for him, the PVV 501, which is across the way, is going to take him out and prevent him from doing any damage. A mouse with good support from their team can definitely ruin a game for you. And you have to be able to kind of take out those support players before you're able to really do much else. He does decide to spawn back in the SU-100P, and that mouse is still there. That mouse alone is preventing this team from being able to go forward. The team that they have, they're continually fighting. They're holding on to this ACAP, and you can see that basically they're going to start losing pretty soon if they don't push forward. They're losing their tickets up top. You can see that they did get them down to about this part right here, about 30-40%, but they're losing their tickets very rapidly, and you don't want that. You got to be able to cross. And it looks like the P276 is kind of pushing forward across the way. PV501 is still alive. He could have kind of pushed onto that one or take that shot with that. But again, the smoke was kind of covering him. It does look like the PT76 did ping the PVV 501. So that's what he's kind of looking for. But he's getting support from somebody behind him, which is the 234. Takes a shot, however. Beautiful. Knocks out that crew. But again, that mouse is still there. He's got to be careful with that, and so does everybody else on his team because it does look like, from what he's able to kind of see, that Mouse is viewing or at least looking in his direction. That PT76, hopefully he's able to disable the T34. That way that he's able to at least decap. As I said it, T34 takes out his friend. And again, that mouse is right there. That mouse is holding everybody back. It's insanity that this guy is doing it. His team can kind of push forward, but it looks like they're just kind of struggling to push through the middle of the map. And again, they do have more play. Downbeat does have a lot more teammates, and if they're able to kind of rush it, push forward, and at least try to start to disabling that mouse, because that disabling that mouse will do more for you than full on killing it. Especially because he'll just have to sit there and watch you obliterate him. They are officially losing more tickets than their team. Takes a shot, non-pen. You got to be careful with that. Did hit the cheeks, but wasn't able to do much. That mouse is paying attention, and he's doing a good job of kind of defending that spot and looking around. That is a dangerous cookie. That mouse is tough, but again, he does have teammates that could help out. I mean, at least taking out both cannons, and that's another thing you gotta have to be careful with. You have to take out both cannons because it has two cannons that will be able to obliterate the team. T-34 on the other side is still there. Mouse is still active, and the Ratel I think could help out with that. If not, at least marking it. Yeah, Mouse is kind of looking in that direction. Good on. He's not really paying attention, so that's good for him. But he's holding it. He's preventing them from pushing that line. And I think the enemy team is doing a very good job. Yeah, oh man, it's just not the right angles. That mouse is just angling the right way each and every time. And I don't know if his round is able to pen. Non-penetration on the lower plate. Uh, there's a penetration of 236. Yeah, you're not really going to be able to penetrate that mouse. I think from what I know, I think 300 at least should be enough to be able to kind of really do some damage on that mouse. 236, you're not going to be able to do much, and I don't think you should be wasting time on trying to pen it. 234 in front of him, STA3 pushing the T34. I would say help the T34 avoid the mouse or just ignore it completely and just push forward. Mouse finally gone. ASU 85 was able to destroy that mouse, and now I don't know what it is with the mouse. I think a lot of people kind of lose confidence when they're fighting it. Honestly, if you can't pen it, just ignore it. Just push forward. And you see that confidence right now that's kind of building up with this team. They are pushing forward, and now look out how much faster they are able to push forward now that the mouse is gone. Unfortunate for Downbeat, however, not fast enough, wasn't able to decap the alpha cap. That's all they needed to do. Ignore the mouse, push forward, decap, and then recap completely that mouse. And then that way that you're able to win the game rather than kind of focusing on the mouse and being scared of it. And that's what I can see that can be improved. But what did you guys learn? Did you learn anything? Like and comment your tips and suggestions. Subscribe if you want to see more spectating videos. If you want me to spectate your video, send me your username and the session ID for the replay you want me to spectate. Join my Discord. Otherwise, I will spectate a random video. Have a good one.